branded. So if you have a minute this week, how about stopping in to one of our 7 stores for a quick test? It's free, we aren't predators, and chances are good that you'll leave us with one more thing checked off your to-do list. Pacific Power Batteries, family owned and operated since 1985.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by the Harnish Auto family.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
Brought to you by Simply Seattle.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, let's get this going. Brock and Salk Show on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, the Seattle Sports app, and all the podcast platforms. By the way, today's Tuesday, which means we're just 2 days away from Here's the Thing. So please download the app, and if you already have, you can just leave us a voice message there. They keep getting better week after week. There were some really good ones last week. We had Brandon making fun of me.
Okay, here's the thing. I love how Salk starts the show like a girlfriend who's taken 4 hours to get ready while you've sat on the couch and then gets mad because you haven't stood up and walked to the door yet.
It's true, yeah. Like, where you been? Why aren't you joining us every day? And then I'll just play I won't play the whole Brent impression, but this was sort of a standout last week.
Here's the thing. Everyone is talking about this rise in crime, all this terrible listener-on-listener violence and crime, and it's out of control, folks. It's bad. And people are asking me, what do we do about this? And these are very smart people. They want to hear my concepts. And I tell you what, it all starts with Bozo Brad. He's a bad character. Everyone knows he stole his sign-off line from Smartness. It was fraud, and everyone knows it. Bozo Brad wants to come into that studio illegally and kidnap Maura.
All right, that's enough. But yeah, you get the idea. Impressions are certainly welcome as well for Here's the Thing. And yeah, weird thing about that Brent sound is afterwards, he just stood there for 30 minutes listening to music. I don't know what was going on, but he just stood there at the app and just listened to like 5, 7, 8 weird songs on Spotify. So I don't know what's going on with him. But anyway, I'm sure he's cognitively just fine, but you should just, look into it, Brent, and make sure that he's okay. Anyway, this is Maura's baby. She put all this together, and she does it Wednesdays after the show. So leave us a good message for Here's the Thing, and Maura will play that. By the way, before I dig into the first thing of today, I just want to give a quick shout out to Maura. I think we have the best producer in the world. I'm totally serious.
What?
I'm not joking. This is not me. I know that sometimes I use this pattern of speech when I'm joking, but I'm not. I know Maura gives me a lot of grief, and for that I sort of hate her. But also, she is the best freaking producer. Today's show is almost entirely brought to you by Maura. Like, almost entirely. I did almost no work yesterday. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up. I did almost no work. I was driving the kids around all afternoon. I had to Heather came in from the airport and she took the light rail and I had to find her and I didn't get home until about 7:45, 8 o'clock last night. And I got to go to bed soon after that. I had to eat dinner in the meantime. So Maura did almost the entire, if I hadn't opened Maura's email last night and seen like 4 or 5 pieces of sound that she found out of nowhere, I don't know where the hell she finds this stuff, I would have had nothing to say today. I would just be here completely mind blank for the next 4 hours waiting for somebody else to talk.
It's harder on the longer week.
I just want to say.
It's a team effort. There's nights where you guys pull more. But thank you. I appreciate
phenomenal. If today's show is good at all, just credit Maura. If it's bad, you can blame her. That's totally fine.
Fair.
But today's show is essentially brought to you by Maura, who just did an unbelievable job yesterday and saved my bacon. So thank you to Maura before we start today.
Thanks, Salk.
Let me also say I was shocked at something that I saw yesterday. I am blown away, shocked by this. And I'm not even joking. Totally and completely shocked. I wish Brock was here because I'll definitely ask him about this later. And I've got some other Aaron Rodgers sound. I know I've kind of sworn not to talk much about Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the league. So I feel like I'm going to maybe break my rule a little bit. And after losses like last night, still kind of talk more about Aaron Rodgers. So here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. Last night after the game, he apparently swapped jerseys. Do you know with whom? Did you hear this story? I read it this morning. I missed it last night.
I did see this.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers swapped jerseys with Damar Hamlin of the Bills. Okay. Quote, "You're an inspiration to me and millions," Rodgers wrote. "Much love, my brother." I got to tell you, I did not see that coming. If you had asked me to bet, does Aaron Rodgers believe that's the actual Damar Hamlin or not, I would have wagered any amount of money on he doesn't believe that's Damar Hamlin.
He does seem like he'd be in that conspiracy theory.
You
group that
think?
thinks he's been replaced.
Like he's doing his own research on whether or not that's actually Damar Hamlin. I would have bet cash money out of my own pocket that Aaron Rodgers does not believe that that's actually Damar Hamlin. So I was legitimately shocked. Not dismayed. I mean, happy. I'm glad to know that, he still has some ties to reality here. But I was legitimately blown away, completely shocked that Aaron Rodgers believes that's the actual Damar Hamlin.
I felt so bad for Josh Allen last year when I think reporters actually asked him about, so you've heard the theories that some people think that he's been, replaced by some sort of clone or something. And he's like,
what now?
I don't even know what to say to that.
Is that the same person you've been talking to? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, totally crazy. And then Rodgers, this is a good question by Don Van Natta, who asked, has a player ever been fined by the NFL for criticizing a call that he himself benefited from? Rodgers did that after the game.
That seemed a little ridiculous. Some of them seemed really bad, including the roughing the passer on me. That's not roughing the passer. Might as well play sarcastic ball if we're going to call those things. And I thought the one on Kinlaw was not roughing the passer either. So
I've never heard anybody say that. Have you? Yeah, they called the penalty, benefited me. That's total garbage.
Well, Sarcastaball, that's a South Park reference.
Yeah, I know. I actually knew that. I actually got the joke.
All
How
right.
about that? Shockingly. The world almost as shocking as Aaron Rodgers believing in Damar Hamlin.
As much as we, give him crap, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that he can admit
Yeah.
that the officiating was bad all the way around. I shouldn't have gotten that call.
Of course, I just assume whenever he says anything like that, he's just, trying to make people talk about him. And I'm once again falling into his trap and spending more time talking about Aaron Rodgers than I want to. But I don't know. Those couple of things stood out to me this morning. And, it's made a lot easier when he plays, when he messes up. It's fun to root against Aaron Rodgers. I was rooting for the Bills last night, weren't you?
Yes.
I mean, Josh Allen's fine. By the way, that play that they ran to seal the game where he had sort of the fake handoff running right, and then he himself, Josh Allen, bolted left around the end. I don't think I've ever seen that play. I mean, we've seen, obviously, read option plays like that, but for whatever reason, that one looked totally unique and really cool and just took full advantage of Josh Allen's just amazing size, speed combination. I can talk today, I promise. And then to watch Rodgers, fail in the big moments.
two verticals, Allen's down the seam, Mike's down the red line. So I'm looking at Allen. He puts his hand up, three guys go with him. So I'm throwing a no look to the red line. And when I just peek my eyes back there, he's running an inbreaker. So it's got to be down the red line.
Oh, well, maybe is he taking responsibility? It's a little hard to tell. I don't know.
It didn't sound like it to me.
It sounded like more like he was like the wide receiver needs to be where he's supposed to be.
What about the 3 interceptions he threw last week?
Yeah, what about the wide open back out of the backfield who he could have hit for a 15-yard gain rather than trying to be the hero and throw it deep down the field? At his age, those things are real questions. I should state, he had some ridiculous throws last night. I know the Hail Mary's going to get all the attention. I'll play you the sound of it in Need to Know. But the throw to, God, now I'm forgetting who caught it, where the defensive back had his back to it, and he just put it into the 1 square foot that the guy could have possibly caught the ball. Unbelievable. It was one of the best throws I've ever seen. The dude is unbelievably talented and always has been. But man, am I glad he is not on this team. Man, am I glad I don't have to watch him play every week. Man, am I glad nobody is asking me to root for him. Man, am I glad that I don't have any part of it. And his career has been a gigantic disappointment. much like his mentor, Brett Favre. After winning Super Bowls early in their career, both of them never won again. And Aaron Rodgers not going to win again. Like, that ship has sailed. He's certainly not going to do it with the Jets. Oh, my gosh. Belichick crushing them and the owner. And what do you call the owner? Ready, aim, fire? Or ready, fire, aim, rather, last night. That was great.
I feel like for a while there, Rodgers, I think he broke like 2 collarbones within a few years. Like, I think some of it was injuries. And then now he's just become such a distraction.
He won one.
That I just don't think it could ever.
He won one Super Bowl.
I don't know if his career has been a disappointment.
It has been. You're supposed to keep winning Super Bowls. He won one. He won a Super Bowl.
MVPs.
What's an MVP? Who cares? Win Super Bowls.
He might be the most talented thrower of the football ever.
Yeah, and his career, not his talent, is a disappointment. Like, he won one Super Bowl when he was young, and he had the youngest team in the league, I think maybe at that point ever, to win a Super Bowl, and they were predicted to dominate the league for the next 10 years. They didn't do jack squat. Never made it back to a Super Bowl. Hasn't won another one, obviously. Like, and during that time, started pulling all the same Brett Favre moves. Maybe I don't want to be here. Maybe I'll go somewhere else. Maybe I'll quit on my team in the middle of an NFC championship game. Maybe I'll get mad afterward. Like, dude, same stuff.
I mean, I'm no fan of Aaron Rodgers either. I don't know.
Okay.
He's pretty talented.
You may
How
not know,
many
I know.
Super Bowls do you have to win for you to call somebody's career not a disappointment?
Well, it depends who you are. Like, when Brad Johnson wins the Super Bowl, it's his career achievement. It's unbelievable. You probably don't even remember that. But when he won in Tampa, that's like the most shocking moment ever, right? I mean, Trent Dilfer wins a Super Bowl in Baltimore. Unbelievable accomplishment. That not a disappointment. When Aaron Rodgers, who is supposed to be, as you just said, the most talented guy in the game, wins early in his career with guys that are all young and up and coming, yeah, sorry, to not win any more after that is a career disappointment. If Peyton Manning had only won one, that would be a career disappointment because he was matched up against Tom Brady, who won like 1,000. Like, yeah, those things do count on your record.
Essentially won one because the team carried him in the second one.
I know, but I'll give him credit. He did win it, so you kind of have to throw up your hands.
We did get to see the next year, I guess, that Brock Osweiler didn't do well with that same team.
And both of his Super Bowls were kind of lame. Like, Denver carried him to a Super Bowl, and he won in the pouring rain against the worst Bears team ever to make the Super Bowl. I mean, whatever. But we'll give the guy some credit. He at least won 2. Aaron Rodgers only won 1, and mark my words, he's not winning another one. Let's come right back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mike McDonald Show, the first word from the head coach after every Seahawks game.
You said you see a lot of positives. Let's start with those.
Well, I thought the guys played really, really hard. If we're out there and we're not playing to the level of effort, then that's not good. But I think the guys, they're fighting.